Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama. This is going to be Winning with Ease, ZvT defending against the 11-11 ramp block. So some of you guys may have had to deal with this, some of you may not. It's not too common on the ladder. As surprisingly, I want to say, how do I want to say it? But for as many people that do the 3 pylon wall right there, not many people do the 2 barracks wall or like a bunker wall, either one. I'm doing the barracks wall right here. So you can do an 11-11 to kind of wall in, and of course, you know, this would be pretending I'm going for my 15 hatch, whatever it is. So I'm just a good old Zerg going for 15 hatch, Cloud Kingdom, yada yada, and I'm just going to go ahead and chill for that. So really quickly, there are a couple things I do want to note. Number one, he doesn't run his SCVs in the right path, so I actually see them moving. We are going to pretend that the SCVs are not being seen, right? So we're going to pretend that he sends them up and around here, and then they'll sneak in right over here and throw the barracks up. So somewhere that I wouldn't be able to see them move over. And the second thing is new subscriber shout out, right? So really quickly, we are going to go ahead and shout out to Munchie400, WCS America, the Simonovsky, Arrow119, Simon31950, the Cake is a Sandwich, Arkalans, Daz Monkey, Seslor, Jagungle, Rabney87, Deeppops AU. Alright. So really quickly here, I see that the barracks are going up, and instantly I know, as soon as that first one goes up, I know a second one's going to go up, right? So of course it's going to go to block. So I send a couple of drones down here. The reason for this is because I'm trying to attack so that they will attack at these SCVs. He can't quite reach this SCV right here. So, you know, you just have to kind of guess, and hopefully the SCV comes over here where you can pick it off and kill it. You're not going to be able to sit here and really work your way out here. You can try and drone drill, whatever it is, but generally this is going to be able to get completed before then, and then you're going to, he can just repair right behind it, and you're not going to be able to make it out. So most people do not throw that down. So what do? I go ahead and throw down my 15 hatch in my main, so I go 15, 15, 16. Same sort of idea as in ZvP defending against the pylon wall in, where you just simply drone up and you know, you don't really change anything. You don't try and break out. You don't go for this baneling bust, because you know what? He can throw up this one bunker. He can throw up bunker, 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 bunker all around, and all of a sudden you try and go for that baneling bust, and you just can't get out. You can break a couple things down, or you try, and maybe eventually you get out, but then he's already teched up back home. He's already taken an expansion, and just so many things that's just really not worth it. So here I am able to kill off an SCV, but he still gets these barracks up totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and let the Marines file in. And what am I still doing over here? I'm continuing to drone up. As soon as I get to a point here where these drones are no longer mining efficiently, aka once you have 24 workers on your mineral patch, the rest will not bring in a single thing. So the first 16 mine optimally, the next 8 mine at I think half the rate, and then anything beyond that does not do anything of help. Here I do get a spine crawler, and of course I grab both my queens. Because I went to for that 15 hatch, nothing's going to be different, so I can still get both these queens at the same time. This will be good just defensively, because right now he only has a few Marines. I think he's got like 4, maybe 6 now. So 2 queens and a spine crawler will be able to hold that. So that's why I'm kind of getting these out for defense, and he would be foolish to try and run up here, because also drones are so good. So drones, queens, spine crawlers, at this point there is nothing that he can really do. Plus he does not have vision, so if I was building lings, sending those Marines up like that would be foolish, as they would just die. So here I'm going to go ahead and bring my queens over to just start picking away at these barracks. I get some injects, and now I throw down my gas, right? So the reason that I'm getting this double extract right here is because I am at that point of the 24 drones where now nothing else will harvest optimally. So here I'm just going to go ahead and saturate these geysers, so that way I can throw up my Evo chambers, which I do throw up now, so then I can start working on fast upgrades, since I want to get ahead in that, and then I'll of course get a faster lair, which then I can start to use that for upgrading, or for getting my 2 upgrades, getting infestor tech, all of this stuff. In the meantime, I want you to look at, like, oh, the worker count. What's this? I'm at 29 workers to 19. So right now, I'm still ahead, right? He's invested in this 11-11, so he had to bring 2 SCVs over here. He had to build these barracks early, cut production for that. As well, he's invested in the bunker, in these Marines, yada yada, and all of this is not workers back home. So now, of course, he's making workers, but I'm still going to be able to get ahead. And here, as you can see, I'm going to continue to take my upgrades as well, so I can get these 1-WUDs ahead of him, which is something that I will definitely have before he will, because no Terran player would be having upgrades at this point in the game. So I can move my spine curl over my queens. He's not going to be able to poke at it right now, and I just kind of have to worry about this barracks right here. So I think he's just going to come over and repair that. But in the meantime, I can just kind of continue to do stuff back home, continue to attack this barracks right here, and just be as annoying as possible. So really right now, I would say I'm still in the lead. And you're saying, but oh, you don't have a natural, and he's already got his expansion going down. So what are you going to do versus this? Well, I mean, I'm still fine because I can still just go ahead and go out here and take this hatchery whenever I want. Plus, he doesn't really have the ability to he doesn't have the ability to like do anything to me right now, and so he has to be worried about an all-in, right? He has to still be worried, what am I doing in my base? Maybe I teched up really quickly for fast mutas. Maybe I was going for a fast Nidus play over to his base, whatever it is. So here I see he has some Hellions he's sending out. Now I can just go ahead and now continue to head out and take my expansion now that I've broken this down. I do get a few lings here as well. I start ling speed. I've got my upgrades going, of course. I've got my lair going at this time. So I'm just going to continue to move down and just be careful to not lose too much to these Hellions. A little bit of control. But I have the queens, my 2 queens right here, and I will be building a 3rd queen very shortly here as well, so that I can go ahead and just deal with anything that he does bring. If he tries to come over with Banshees, well, I have a lair already, so I can go ahead and tech up. Simply, I can get an Overseer, as well as I could get Spore Callers if needed. So an Overseer, Spore Callers, Queens would be easily able to handle all of that. Plus, he has his Hellions, and my Queens will be just fine in dealing with his Hellions as well. So here, I'm at the point where I'm going to go ahead and start long distance mining as soon as I can get these Hellions kind of out here. So I'm going to go ahead and scare these away, go ahead and bring the queen down, and now I'm just going to long distance mine with these drones because I already have enough saturation up here. I could have even sent a couple more, and I think I will maybe grab a couple more to go over there. But yeah, so at this point I also set the rally points over here, so everything's just going to start heading to this mineral line. So from here I can just continue to long distance mine, get up another... I see, he's taking expansion back here because he's got these guys out here. I'm assuming, I could check in with my overlord if I want to, but I'm assuming with the bunker going down and everything that he has a command center already there, and I think he just built his 3rd command center as well. So you know what? He's going to have that 3cc, and yes, that's nice, but I've got 3 hatch as well. Sure, one's a macro hatch, still not too big of a deal, and at the same time, I can continue to get these upgrades, which as you can see, he has not even started because he's been working on stim, getting everything else out. He just got his Hellions out a little bit ago, taking his 3rd base, so he's been so invested in all of that stuff that right now I'm just in a great position. It looks like he is also going to go ahead and build up for some sort of 2-base timing. But at this point, I've got my infestation pit out. I can go ahead and start making infestors fairly soon, and it just puts me in a great position. I've got my 2/2 upgrades, and the game goes on for a decent amount of time. It is a fun game, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Simply because at this point, you know what, it's 2-base versus the 2-base and a 3rd, probably in his 3rd, I do believe it is right now. So, I mean, supplies are pretty equal. I'm ahead in upgrades. I've got my tech going up to the infestors. It's just like everything is completely in a fine position. I'm going to go ahead and take a 3rd base very, very shortly. As you can see, I have the money for it right now, so I think I go to take a 3rd base at this point. And it's just, the game has kind of gotten back into its normal sort of flow. Timings are a little different because, you know what, he went for the 11-11, so everything's going to be pushed back, of course. So if you're sitting there saying, oh, this would die to my 10-30 push with your play. Well, yeah, but you also didn't make the sacrifices early on with the 11-11 plus the bunker and kind of, dealing with all that stuff. So there are just, little minute things like that. But overall, it's not too difficult, and the big thing is don't overreact, which just happens in all the wall-ins. And I think, you know what, at the worst, I'm a tiny bit behind because my 3rd base is not going up. Maybe I could have thrown that up a little bit sooner. But other than that, I feel completely fine, and being ahead in the upgrades really is a huge deal at this point. So, my name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys in my next video.